Now don't be alarmed, but we're all gonna die. And you thought Y2K was gonna be bad. On December 21st, the Mayan calendar stops. Well, that's not exactly true. Technically, we're supposed to cycle into a new age of man. It sounds nice, but there will be pain. Oh yeah. Those old Mesoamerican mystics not only had one of the most accurate celestial calendars the world has ever known, but they accurately predicted when the Earth and the Sun will line up with the galactic equator. Yep, we're all gonna die. The only real question now is how. Scientists currently think there's a giant black hole at the center of our galaxy, and when the Earth lines up with it, we'll be in for it. In for what? It's a black hole. We don't know, but it's gonna be bad. I mean, what about black hole sounds good? The magnetic fields on the Earth could shift and swap places, kind of like your toilet water swirls in different directions depending on which hemisphere you live in. What? And if that happens, then the Earth's crust could slip, and then the South Pole move up, and Alaska will be at the equator. I wonder how cheap property is there. Whether it comes because of the Earth's cosmic alignment or not, scientists have predicted the next big one to hit us is in 2012. No, not an earthquake, a solar storm. Okay, why is that scary? Cannibalism. You lost me. The last monster solar storm that hit the Earth with inverted magnetic fields was in 1859, and it shorted out massive numbers of telegraph transformers, paralyzing communications. If that happened now, everything would go, from your satellite to your cell phone towers to the electricity at your house. Our entire electric infrastructure would be in complete turmoil, and it would take years to rebuild. And as people in the big cities realized that Walmart wasn't going to open up again, they'd go tribal and rampage through the desert in modified piecemeal vehicles, the strong dominating the weak in a never-ending quest for one thing: petroleum, eating dog food out of a can, and eventually people. Do people come in a can? They will. Think about it. You don't know how to plant broccoli. You don't even know what it looks like. And you've never raised a pig. Thanks to the convenience of modern supermarkets, you'll have no choice but to eat your neighbor. What? You want another one? Wasn't that scary enough? Okay, what about all the asteroids on a collision course with Earth? 90% of the estimated 20,000 collision-imminent asteroids aren't even being tracked. It's a funding thing. You know, preventing disaster is too expensive. And what are you gonna do about it anyway? I mean, it's a giant 3-kilometer rock coming at you at 75,000 miles an hour. We are so dead. What, still not good enough? Yellowstone National Park is a supervolcano. Super. That's right, the whole park. Well, most of it anyway. The caldera is roughly 45 miles across, and guess what? It's been acting up. At the beginning of this year, there was a swarm of 500 earthquakes in only 7 days. That's the volcanic equivalent of warming up to sing. And the borders of Yellowstone Lake are shifting because the land underneath is bulging. When that sucker pops, most of the US will be covered in ash, and the world will enjoy a nice, cozy volcanic winter. No crops for, a decade. Cannibalism! And when it goes, it's estimated to be about 2,500 times the size of the 1980 Mount St. Helens eruption. No, it has nothing to do with the Mayans, but who cares? They don't have the corner market on global destruction. Whether it's black holes, solar storms, asteroids, or supervolcanoes, and who could forget cannibals, we're all gonna die. There's really no question about it. The odds are stacked against us, like 100%. In fact, the longer you live, the sooner you'll go. A solar storm. Why is that scary? Solar rain. It's deadly. Even more deadly than Prince's Purple Rain, which is deadly.